Hi everybody, I'm Richard. Welcome back to Small Caliber Arms Review, and I'm a little embarrassed to say this, but I just recently picked up my very first Ruger 1022.
What?
I know. Let's open the box up and see what's in there. Alright, we open it up and there it is in a plastic bag. There's the rifle. Let's set that to the side for a second. See what else is in here. You've got the paperwork that belongs with the rifle. Underneath this flap over here is your lock. Now that's a pretty hefty lock. This mechanism, this piece goes inside your ejection port where you pull the bolt back. It does come with a rail, Picatinny rail you can mount on top of it, and the screws needed for it. And a pretty hefty padlock comes with it. Set of keys. That's a lot more than you get with some of the other rifles. Let's get this box out of the way. And let's take the rifle out of the bag. Alright, now this is their cheaper one. This is, I guess this is just a birch stock on it. It's not the walnut stock. Plastic barrel band on the front of it there. Plastic trigger guard on it. It's a 10-round magazine came with it. Pull that back, or push it forward I should say. And pull your 10-round rotary style magazine out of there. I did pick up one of the Ruger BX25s. That's a 25-round magazine that goes in there. You know, as an extra magazine, it's about the same price as almost what you would pay for just the regular 10-round magazine. There's your takedown screw. There is a captive unit that stays with the stock when you go to take it apart. This is a semi-auto. So, you know, it's a pretty nice little gun. Like I said, they've been around since, I think, 1964. Ruger's been around since 1949. The sights on here, you got a little leaf sight on the front there that folds down. There's your screws where you can mount your Picatinny rail on the top there. Put your scope on there, red dot or whatever. We're just going to leave it with the little flip-up sights there. It is adjustable for elevation. There's a little tiny screw right in there that you got to adjust. And the front sight on it is just a little bead sight. It does have a little brass insert on the end there. But if you need to adjust for windage, you just drift your rear sight side to side. Take a brass punch and a hammer, just tap it gently in the direction you need to go. Pretty decent looking wood stock on it. It does have a plastic butt plate on the end of it there, and this is the carbine model. It's you can tell by the curved butt stock on it. Some of the other ones have flat butt stock on them, and this is available in all different kind of configurations. There's target models, there's tactical models, there's takedown models, there's all kind of stuff. But we're going to take this thing apart, and then we'll take it out to the range and take up shots with it. Alright, disassembly of the Ruger 1022 is not that difficult. There's some tricky things going on in there. Anyways, first thing you want to do is make sure that you have no ammo. Make sure that the firearm is clear. Nothing down in the chamber there. Visually and physically inspect it. You'll need a couple Allen wrenches. What we're going to do is, first, you want to fold this sight down so you don't damage it, because you're going to need to hold it up like that. I use a little part of my shooting rest to hold the back of it up there. And we'll go ahead and take out the barrel band. You just need to loosen that screw up, and the barrel band should slide right off the front. Then we're going to go ahead and take this screw loose right here. Now it is captive into the stock, so it doesn't need to come all the way out, but you'll feel it when it lets go of the action. Alright, you need to make sure your safety is as close to being centered as you can. It'll want to pop from one side to the other when it locks in, but once you get it centered up in there, you should be able to take everything out. Set the stock off to the side. Now we're going to go ahead and take the action, and you want to get you a little block of wood or armorer's block or something, and you want to be able to set that up on it so you can drive these pins out. Now the pins, you'll need a punch. They're not in there that tight. That one just kind of fell right out. Take the back one out there. That one come out pretty easy too. And they all come out pretty easy. Now you can take your trigger group out of there, and you'll want to watch your ejector there, because this thing kind of flops around. You need to make sure it's back in the right spot when you go to put it back together. Set that off to the side. Now the only other tricky part in here is getting the bolt out. So once you've got the larger of the three pins out, that'll allow the bolt to come all the way back. Go ahead and pull that all the way back. Hold your lever there back and turn it upside down, and you should be able to wiggle it a little bit, hopefully. You got to get it all the way to the back there, and the spring is holding it. We'll let that go forward and turn it upside down, and the bolt will come right out. Go ahead and take your charging handle out of there, and you've got easy access to clean everything up. Everything is in there. There's your firing pin right there. Your hammer comes and smacks that and runs it into the bullet. It's got a little spring, holds it in there, but you can get in there and clean everything up pretty easy. There's your extractor right there. Now, putting it back together, this is where it gets a little tricky. Go ahead and put our charging handle back in there again. Like I said, it's not difficult. There's not a whole lot of tension on that spring. It's not real light either. We'll get that down in there. You got to get your fingers out of the way too, and you got to hold it in position, and hopefully you're not trying to do this on a camera too. So we'll get that down in there. And we were close. And there we go. Got it in the notch here. You can let it go forward once you've got it in there. Make sure your spring is back there on that little ledge. And once you've got that in there, you can go ahead and put your trigger group back in there. Like I said, you got to make sure your ejector, is in the right place. It's going to ride down in this groove right here. Just kind of hold that up, get it put down in there, and then look through there and make sure your holes are lined up. You should be able to see right through there. And then go ahead and put your pins back in. Said they should all go in pretty easy. You shouldn't really have to fight with them. You want to make sure they're flush in there. And the only time you should really need the hammer is if you got a pin that's a little tough to get out. You might want to tap it out. But if you need to pop one back in there, you want to use the soft side of your hammer so you don't mar the finish on it. Alright, we got that all put back together. Now all we got to do is get it back in the stock. You want to make sure your safety selector is still about midway in there, and everything should drop right back down in there nice and easy. Hold it in, go ahead and tighten your screw back in there. A little snugging, you don't have to hammer down on it. It's not, it doesn't need to be super tight. Take your barrel band, put it back on the front there, and same thing with it. Take your Allen wrench and just give it a little snugging. It doesn't have to be super tight. There's not a lot of recoil on this, so you're not going to be worried about parts come flying off if you didn't tighten them enough. But you don't want to over tighten them because a lot of the parts are plastic and you don't want to damage it. Anyways, go ahead and function check it. Make sure everything is okay. Go ahead and put it on fire. Now, Ruger says you can dry fire this, and everything seems to be working right. Let's get this thing loaded up, get it out on the range. Alright, now I'm not particular to any one kind of rimfire ammo or another, but anyways, this is a 10 round magazine, so let's take 5 of them out of there real quick. We're going to be shooting some Winchester 22 long rifle, 37 grain, claim 1330 feet per second. These are hollow point copper plated bullet. Now to load these in there, you'll see a little groove right in there, hopefully, and you should be able to just take the 22 round, push it in there, and push it back a little bit. Go ahead and take you another one, do the same thing, push it in and back. They load up pretty easy. I've got a couple Savages with the same rotary style magazines, and Ruger's had these out for quite some time, so they I'm pretty sure they know what they're doing. They've been successful with them since the 60s. Let's go ahead and get the BX25 loaded up too. Now these magazines can be taken apart to be cleaned. They are serviceable by the user. And your paperwork comes with instructions, tells you how to take it apart, to clean it up and everything, what to do. It doesn't require any lubrication, says in the paperwork there. And the same way, I mean, the top of it is just pretty much identical to the 10 rounder, except it's got a little spring in there and follower and everything, and it allows you to load 25 rounds in that magazine. We'll go ahead and get this thing loaded up and take them both out there to the range. Alright, I got the Ruger 1022 out here, got my ears in, got one little paper target set up at 50 yards down there, and this is open sights. I'm just going to go ahead and see what it does. Put my eyes on and give it a few shots. Alright, there's 5 shots. Let's go down there and take a look at the target, see if I even come close to it. I see 4 of them. I don't know where number 5 went. I might have missed completely, but we'll just say I put 2 of them in the same hole. How's that sound? Anyways, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, like I said, I don't know where number 5 went, but that's not too bad. Let's go for the 100-yard target. Hey, I got one. Let's go for the big target. It's a little easier. That was it. 5 rounds on the steel ones up there. I did hit one of the 6-inch steel targets up there, and put a couple rounds on the big one up there too. Still, like I said, it's a little tiny front sight on there, and a 6-inch target at 100 yards away, that front sight on there completely covers it up. But I'm just, kind of guessing where I think it's going to hit, and I hit one of them. I did hit the steel target a couple times. I did hit the 50-yard paper target, although it's not the best. Like I said, there's no scope on here. It's open sights, and these old eyes managed to hit it. It would probably benefit me to put a, I don't have to put a real expensive scope on here, but put a cheap scope on here, and I think it'd be all right, especially for some 50 to 100-yard stuff. Let's go ahead and load up the BX25 magazine in this thing and see how it does. All right, eyes and ears again. I got a little feed issue going on in there. Whew. Let's go ahead and lock the bolt open on there. Get this magazine out. Oh, that's not good. Now, if you can see that or not, it kind of crammed that one up in there. Did not do very well. Let's try this again. Magazine is firmly locked in there. It's almost boring. I mean, it's hitting right there on the steel target. 25 times I could be doing this, and pretty sure I'd hit it every time. The nice thing about this being a semi-auto is, there's no racking of the bolt or anything on it. It's got kind of a heavy trigger pull on it, which is understandable. I mean, this is the kind of rifle that you would get your kids or something, or I mean, if you just wanted an inexpensive way to get out there and do some squirrel hunting or rabbit hunting, this is a really good good rifle for that. Like I said, it's been around since the 60s, and it's extremely popular. There are all kind of accessories you can get for this firearm, and it's just a good shooter. It's really light, even with the 25 round magazine there. 25 rounds of 22 doesn't weigh anything, but I mean, it's really comfortable, really light, and it's not that loud anyways. I mean, being a 22, they're pretty quiet. Let's go ahead and take a couple shots without the ears on, just to see how it is. Yeah, that's not too hateful at all. All right, let's do 10 yards at the little target up here. Only had 4 rounds left in here. Let's go up there and look at it. Hey, that's not too shabby. 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 yards on the black background there. I couldn't even see where they were hitting, but I didn't see anything out here in the white, so I thought I must be doing pretty good. But yeah, that does pretty good. 4 shots, 10 yards, 30 feet. Not too terrible. All right, there it is, the Ruger 1022. It's a nice little semi-auto 22 carbine. It's just a good choice for a beginner gun. It's a good choice for just a plinking gun. Excellent for a plinking gun. I guarantee you there have been many a can shot with these things. This one's just got open sights on it. I will probably go ahead and mount me a little scope on there. Nothing, maybe like a 3 to 9 or something like that. Nothing really super, you're not going to do any real long distance stuff with this. 100 yards with the open sights on a big target's pretty good, but squirrel gun or rabbit gun, this is probably the trick right here. Been around forever, been reliable forever. I'm not real sure what happened with that one round right there, but hey, you know, that happens with the best of them anyways. Anyways, thanks for watching Small Caliber Arms Review. I hope you liked my look at the Ruger 1022. If you could, hit the subscription button up here. If you haven't already, hit the notification bell so you'll know when I release a new video. Like, comment, and share. And thanks for watching Small Caliber Arms Review.